welcome to TBYRD Live with Rick and Trina Bird. Add Rick to the stage. How are you tonight, Rick?
Good. Can you hear me?
I hear you just fine.
Hey, so what's happening? Good evening. Good evening. What's going on?
Well, I named the show Trouble in Paradise.
The name of the show is Trouble in Paradise.
So everybody's gonna say, "Oh, they getting a divorce, they separating, this, that, and the other." None
Yeah,
of that. I hate to disappoint
none
you.
of that.
None of that. We were
Take all
just
the
talking.
wind out your sails. It
we were
ain't
just
happening.
we were just talking about how blessed we are to be. Well, we're not retired, but we're semi-retired. Um,
I don't
and
think, truly, I don't think nobody is actually. Well, I guess you're in a higher tax bracket and or a higher
I might
pay
cold
scale.
already.
Chocos
All
is
right,
saying
you
that.
go ahead. I'm gonna mute.
Oh, you're gonna mute. You gotta pick up the
Yeah,
phone.
go ahead. Take.
But like for me, in my opinion, in my in my realm or like in my circle, uh, somebody always has a hustle going on. And when I say a hustle, not like a hustle off the grid, but on the grid, but always something to do. And that's the nature of that beast here that we live in. Something is always going on. Like right now I was a little late running late. I'm trying to get my Easy Pass together again. You know, that was like the least delinquent. That was like a small thing that went by, but something I need on a day-to-day basis. But at any rate, yeah, I've been here. I've been here just here moving and grooving. Um, you know, I guess um, trying to trying to make some moves, but then again, I look up, I look at my age here. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be making these moves, but I have the spirit, and as long as you have the spirit to do so, that's what you're gonna do. Um, and that's normally what's coming into play. And I don't know what's happening in, in your life or like in your neck of the woods, whereas you might have a troublesome like retirement, and like God bless you, that's a good thing. But whatever I got or whatever you got, enjoy it. That's the key factor to enjoy. You know, your like your retirement without you know I guess taken for somebody else because that's the way life is. So it's like a good thing. Um, what I'm going through now, Trina just threw me to the wolves, but here we go. I might go off on a different, binge. On the last past shows, we've been talking about what if, did you know, what would you do, and I, I guess it ties into knowing your value. Do you actually know one's value? Do you know your value? Even though you're tired or you might be out there still grinding, do you actually know your value? Or are you just grinding and grinding into uh into another dimension and not really getting anywhere? Because eh, like to me, in my opinion, coming from my heart, like the fact of the matter is, um,
Like to me, in my opinion, coming from my heart.
I let Trina done mess with some controls there. What you done did there?
I
But like
fixed
at any
it.
rate, listen. Before I get my thought, I get I get my power and my esteem from the man upstairs, and I write this. Um, God, please let me move uh, my best steps, and because I know deep down inside from my heart that you ordered my steps, without getting like too religious, but like that's what I go by. It's so plain because as human beings we make things so difficult, and like Um, like my grandson, he makes things so difficult that he's like more or less holding his own self, back now. Like he's like 15 going into 16. He don't know if he's going to come in. But then again, I know some adults who are, in fact, in the same way, and they like 40s, 50s. So I've seen it before, and I've seen the redundancy, and like I was like more or less fortunate enough to have my guidance, through the man upstairs, and like besides, you know, Trina like more or less trying to keep me right, and like she keeps me right to like a certain extent, but there are things, just like now, like I'm
A
frustrated.
100%.
Uh, I'm like frustrated behind the fact, I got
Trouble in
things,
paradise.
huh?
You frustrated because it's trouble in paradise.
It's always trouble in
Well,
paradise.
let
And
let
like,
let let her,
like before you threw me to the wolves,
no,
I
I'm
was
not
like
gonna
one
do
to
it. I'm
saying
gonna
it.
let you tell them what
What?
the trouble is in paradise because you've been handling it, so you know more of the details
Oh,
than I do. So
oh,
talk about
oh,
the
yeah.
trouble.
Okay. Uh, and this is what I'm like, getting back to. I'm gonna come like back around to like knowing your value. Um, what happened was like we purchased, uh, and then we're not gonna say any names.
We gonna tell it, Dill.
Yeah, Dell. All right. Well, we ordered
We gonna keep it real
a
all the
a
time.
high end uh Alien Aurora R16
Desktop.
desktop. It was, and it was like it's like a dream unit. It's fast as
It's
heck, and I
supposed to
was
be.
reading all like the nomenclatures and all, and you know. But anyway, we got it.
It's our second one, so we're not new to it. It's
Yeah,
the second one.
I think the last one we bought was 4 years old, and that was a R8, and then I'm
Yeah.
more or less progress up to 16. But bought it up, set it up, or tried to set it up, plugged everything in, and guess what? It says no hard drive. Straight out the box now, mind you, straight out of the box. And this was like very like difficult for me to understand. So I got on the horn, immediately called Dell. Dell Dell got on the horn, or not. I want to say got on the horn. Everything in these high end companies, take this note down, is done through email. I mean, I've been on the horn
So before you go
like
there,
the
Rick,
21st.
let's give a
Yes,
little
go
bit
ahead.
of let's give a little background. So when you buy a high end alien computer, first of all, it's 2000 and up. They start out at, I mean, actually they're more than that. We just got a sale. They're like 22, twenty three
Yeah,
hundred dollars, and it's custom built. So when you order the computer, you tell them exactly what you want. They build it and they ship it to you. And that's the backstory. So go ahead, Rick. We ordered it. We get it in. You're setting it up, and
and and
paradise and what the heck did I call it?
I don't know.
Paradise.
Yeah,
Trouble in paradise.
well, it's yeah, it was trouble ever since. I've been on communication with them since like the 21st of February. Here it is the 26th, and I'm still going back and forth and like correspondence. First, they had me troubleshoot it as usual. That's a normal in fact protocol. Did all
But I
that.
intervened because he was in there troubleshooting for about. I was doing one of my
I was
classes,
doing my due
and
diligence.
it was 30 minutes later. He's still on the phone. So I walk in. I'm like, listening to this lady, will try this and try. I said, no, I'm not going to do your job. We're not going to do your job. We didn't pay you to troubleshoot, have us troubleshoot a brand new out the box computer.
True.
We pay you to deliver us a brand new computer out the box.
Brand new
All we do
working
is hook it
computer.
up and it started working. So I'm like, no, that's it. It stops right now. We're not troubleshooting anymore. You either get a technician over here or you come pick it up. Now, mind you, how much did we spend, Rick? $299 for the year for the extended warranty, which
Right, for the
means that if
extended
you have
warranty.
any problems, they come to your house, they repair it, or they replace it. So you want me to go forward, or you want to go forward?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Like you need to turn up your volume a
So
little bit.
Rick, he's back and forth. Like he said, you only can communicate via email initially. So then they call us. Of course, don't have nobody that we can understand. They're, I'm like, well, where are you calling me from? India.
India.
Everything about Dell is in India, and there's all sorts of routings that take place depending on where you land up in India. So I said, I want to speak to somebody in the United States. Well, no, all these calls go to India. So you can't even talk to nobody in trouble in paradise. So
Calm down now, Trina. Calm down.
I am, but I want to keep reverting back to the topic for the show today, trouble in paradise. So they finally say to us that ship the computer back. So that takes me to number two, trouble in paradise. I'm not paying to ship nothing back. You come get it, or you send a box and we'll put it in the box and then you come get it. So we go back and forth with that. We got to talk to a superior, a higher level. We got to
Yeah,
go
and
this.
like what they do is like they have people. Um, well, we gotta escalate this to like the next level, the next level, the next level, and it seems like going around the Mulberry Bridge. I'm talking to the same Indian person, and they're telling me, um, how do you call that? The same old,
Script.
yeah, script, and
We,
that's what
we,
it was.
it's a memorized script. So Rick
And they
goes
do.
back and forth, and he's on the email thread. How long was the email thread, Rick?
Oh, it's long. A
Probably
matter of
like
fact,
30 different posts. So he's going back and forth. And I'm just, trying to, take care of business, still do what we have to do while he's trying to get this whole thing resolved. So finally they say, okay, we're not going to pick it up. We're going to send you a ticket. We're going to escalate it. We'll get back to you in 48 hours. So that ended up being Friday.
hmm
So that no, that was Thursday. So 48 hours would have been Saturday. We call on Saturday. Well, nobody works on the
to
weekend.
no avail. Nobody
We,
works
yeah,
Monday through
we only
Friday.
do 48 hours, business days, hours. Okay, we kind of get that. Even though this is a 24/7 world we live in, they'll call you about your bill on a Saturday or a Sunday. If your
Sure
bill is
will.
late, who
Sure
you think
will.
gonna call you on Saturday and Sunday, 7 o'clock in the morning? But you don't work to troubleshoot customer problems on Saturday and Sunday. So now, trouble in paradise. I'm up to level 5 with this. So finally, we calm ourselves down. We wait till Monday. Monday, we get a new person. They're going to escalate it to another manager. And how did that go on Monday, Rick? Because we're Wednesday now.
Okay. Monday, talked to a manager, and I don't even want to begin to pronounce his name. Well, anyway, I said, "Listen, before you get
Useless.
off of here, you need to make me satisfied because I'm a very dissatisfied customer. I put out all this money for like the purchase, and they said, well, okay, well, we're going to send you a tag so you can send it back. Now, meanwhile, I'm still waiting for like the next day, which was, uh,
Yesterday.
what I mean, yesterday. I get on the horn. Now I have a name. And by the way, they do not give out their last names. It's only their first name and their first last name initial. So I don't know. Bing and the bang and the boom. I don't know who I'm talking to.
And the letters are like,
And
you
the
can't even
letter,
pronounce it. There's no,
you
you
asked
could
them a
pronounce it if you
question.
wanted to.
You you asked them a question. Like like for instance, I'm looking at it. When I was supposed to get a tag, do you have my tag? So I can like more or less send it back. I can expedite this a lot quicker rather than having somebody more or less pick it up. I'm right by the UPS. I could drop it off. No answer. All the questions that was asked in my um, email thread were not answered. It's just a scripted thing that they write down. Sometimes it's broken English. What I mean, you gotta decipher everything. But like, meanwhile, I got two, I got 2 grand just in the wind. And like meanwhile, coming from the left side, I get the bill coming in.
That's my part.
Okay,
I gotta
well
get
done.
that part
But like at any rate, like
because
the
I handle that.
right the
So in the
ad.
midst of all of this happening with Rick, I'm saying to them that this bill is going to
You
come
gonna let
in,
me
and you're going
finish or
to,
what?
huh?
You gonna let me finish? I want to say what I want to say was to
Did
bring
I
this up
cut
to
you off?
date, huh?
Did I cut you off?
Always,
But
but
it seems like, when you pause, I think that's when you're done talking. But if you want to say I always cut you off, I
what?
don't want to go to level 7, trouble in paradise, because I
Oh,
have to
you
get
might
up.
ready to get number 7. You might get.
Don't let me have to come in that room, Rick.
Listen, you might be wearing you might be wearing three, like three boots, and like anybody who knows
Okay.
that,
And
I'll let you finish it. But
if
like
I'm
at any
wearing
rate,
3
listen.
boots, you're going to be receiving 4 boots. So let's just see how that ends up.
No, but what I want to say was, listen. To add insult to injury, they tell me, we'll have to we'll have UBS come pick it up. It has to be the 28th, or or, or the second or the third or the fourth. So I said, all right, let's just do it as soon as possible, because again, I want to expedite this for the record so I can get a good working machine. Because like what has happened is there's like three things. There's like two things you can do. You can either have an advance shipment where I got to give them another credit card. I'm like saying, I'm not giving you no more money. Or you can like more or less ship first and then they'll do the exchange. Because I guess they're going to think I'm going to take it or what. I don't know. So I went through the process now. I'm still waiting for UPS to come by. Matter of fact, I'm looking here. I still haven't had a response, and I put this response in 10:30 this morning. Nobody has gotten in contact with me, so I guess I got to call back tomorrow and I get on the ball again. But that's where I'm at with this, and it can make you frustrated. If I didn't have my money, I would have just said, if they didn't have my money, but they're not going to take my money like this. I'll fly down to Texas and put it right on their desk and get my money back. But you don't need to do that. You need to take it down, like to like a level, because a situation like this can interrupt one's peace, and we don't want to do that. We're on the level ground, Trina and I, and we're gonna continue on. But like this was just a little twerp we have to more or less like get out there. So like if you buy a computer from Dell, beware. It's not like it was before, and we bought many of them. We bought like a whole fleet. Everything that we buy is through Dell, and it's the first time we have a hiccup, and that's why we're taking it as smooth as we can. Had had we not had like a good track record, we would have been in turmoil right now. I'd have been a Tasmanian devil going to Texas, but here we are. Trinit, I'm going to turn it over to you because you're going to talk about the other piece, the finance piece. Are you with me or are you frozen?
I'm just, I'm just, I'm waiting for my permission.
Oh no, you got permission. Go ahead,
Oh, I
Trina.
got permission now to speak.
Trina,
Okay,
go ahead now.
I'm gonna whack that. Ooh, I'm gonna whack you.
Yeah, yeah,
And yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna whack you. So anyway, so today well, first of all, we always buy our Dell computers with the line of credit that we have, the business line of credit, because they always offer you interest free for 12 months. And so what I usually do is I'll set up 10 payments. I'll take whatever the amount is. Like for example, this is $2,200. So I'll make $220 payment a month. So I know in 10 months it's paid for. I don't get right to the end of the 12-month interest and maybe have an issue and then they check on all that interest from the beginning. So we had it, Rick saying that they have my money. And in a sense they do because you got that line of credit set up. And so Dell has been paid. They have been paid. And now my obligation is to pay back Community Bank, which Dell used to do their own financing. And last year they turned it over to Community Bank, which I think is just terrible. But anyway, I'm saying to them in the midst of this conversation Rick's having over the last 3, 4 days that I'm going to be getting this bill in the mail. They're expecting me to start making payments, and I don't have a computer. That never, ever, ever, ever worked. As soon as I turned it on, it said no hard drive. And then I turned it off again, turned it back on, and it booted up and actually got to the internet. But then when I went to go download my virus protection, it just turned right off and died. Never came back on again. So in the midst of that, I get my community bill, and it's only $66, which is no big deal. But like I said before, I don't pay $66. I make 10 payments of for this particular model is going to be $220. And I set that up automatically so I never have to do a manual payment. And
Mm-hmm.
she's telling me that they're going. I said I want to dispute this bill because the equipment that they sent me was default defective. It doesn't work. It doesn't turn on. We didn't even get the chance to mess it up because it never turned on to do anything to mess it up. She told me it's going to take 60 to 90 days. They would put in the complaint, but they want me to make my first two payments in order for this dispute to become effective. I just went off.
You went
Like
off, baby. You went off.
I went off. Like I'm not paying you anything for something that doesn't work. So then she said, "Well, you have to give us a chance to investigate and make sure what you're
And
saying
what
is
did you
true."
say, my love?
I told her I will give you a chance. I will give you from now to March 16th, when my first payment is due, to get this fixed. We live in the 21st century, and all you got to do is pick the phone up and call over to Dell and ask them that we return this computer. And it will not take you 90 days to figure out how to do that with today's technology. In fact, you don't even have to pick up the phone. You got a connection between Dell because you got the order and you paid them. So you know exactly who to call and find out exactly what's going on with this computer. I was livid. I could not believe that they wanted me to make payments on a defective computer and wait until I get a new one and just keep it on going. I
Well,
said no. And I told her exactly what I wanted her to document in that file, that I refused to pay after the 16th of March and that they had better solve this matter. Otherwise, I was going to file a complaint with the BBB, Better Business Bureau, and I was going to contact consumer. And here it is, because Rick actually documented. We were going to do a complaint not only for Dell, but also for Community as the finance people for consumer protection, which I hope that office is still open because remember that got shut down, but then it got reopened. So I hope it stays open long enough for me to get my claim in.
and you know what? I'm thinking too, Trina. uh, I don't think we're the only one in like a clutch like this. Not saying that our situation is like unique, but just like you said, there's a law. There's a whole lot of things that have been halted because of the government shutdown, this, that, and the other thing, and so they gonna blame it on that anyway. So like we might be we might be stuck again. Uh, almost. You know what I mean? Like this. I I hope that we're not, but this is definitely a dissatisfaction to us as a customer. I tell you.
It is. It definitely is. I
But
just, it's like Dell of all people. Dell, come on. I'm
yeah,
thinking to myself, no.
I did hold them to a higher standards, but not now. Not what I'm experiencing right now. And for anybody else that's out there, just like beware, because I know a lot of people have more or less been here first and hasn't said anything. I don't know if frightened or you afraid to say something, but but I know I'm not in the same boat. or I'm in the same boat with like a lot of you, and a lot of you is like more or less timid. I'm not gonna say anything. Just take my $2,000. You got to be out of your mind.
That's right.
And so everything is all automated, and it's automated. And like when you do that, same way you're doing AI, you can critique it your way. You can make it easier for you and harder for whoever you're dealing with, and that's what's happening right now. They're making it harder for you to deal with it. So I was telling them, call me, call me, so I can tell you what has transpired, because you going back and forth on that chat thing. That chat thing drives me crazy. I was on it for 3 hours yesterday and 3 hours prior to that. But I tell you what, it it worked out very well. I got my skills up a little bit more as far as like communicating, chatting back and forth. I tell you, but yeah, just beware. That was just like a footnote that we're going through here and now, and want to like more or less share with you. And like we don't want to, slight nobody, but I need for you to be. You can't say you didn't know about it.
And I
And
also
then,
want to add a part two to that whole situation with community bank, COMMENT, NITY. They are crooks and top of crooks. So my last purchase through Dell was this laptop that I'm on right now. Thank God I have this laptop because when I travel, I need to be able to still handle my business, and so I need a high powered system to be able to conduct business. And so this, it's actually doing its purpose of being a backup. Even though I'm not traveling right now, I'm actually in my office, but I definitely need to be able to do at the same level I do with that Alien. So I bought an Alien laptop, 64 gigs of RAM and a couple terabytes hard drive because I work in the cloud for everything. So no matter what computer I'm on, I can access it.
hmm
And so I did the same thing. It was a $2,200 machine. I paid $220 for 10 months. Well, my old uh, desktop computer that I'm having trouble with, which is why I bought the new one, my warranty was about to run out, so I extended my warranty. It was an older machine, so it cost me $399 for the warranty.
hmm
So they add that warranty amount onto the credit card amount, and they merged it with the initial Dell computer purchase. So when I paid off my 10 months of the deferred interest for 10 months, I still had a balance of that $399 warranty. So because my account still had an amount left on it, they charged my account $495 of interest because they said that I still had not paid off my deferred payment. But what they did was they added to my deferred payment, which I didn't request at all. Why would I defer $395? So what? I could pay $2 a month? No, it makes no sense. But they put the two things together so that they could legitimately, they thought, add those two together. And you can see where I'm making payments every single month, 220. So I'm paying this off in 10 months because I've actually divided it by 10. My last payment, I'll be paid in full. I even
hmm
had my last payment like 230, so I could be over in case it was some kind of stupid procedure or fee that they charged. But when I put that warranty on there, they said that I was supposed to pay the entire deferment. Well, the entire deferment was not the extra 395. So now I filed a complaint with Dell. I filed a dispute with Comenity. I also went to the Department of Justice for Utah, which is where Dell resides, and I also filed a complaint with the Department of Justice in for Community Bank with the Banking Commission as well as the Department of Justice. They sent it over to some other department. They said no, they don't handle it. They'll send it to this other. So I'm in litigation now with Community Bank for them trying to overcharge me for interest when that payment that was in a deferred status was paid in full. But and I did not. They have no proof that I asked for that 395 to go in deferred status. That's like, you getting some carpet and putting that in deferred status on your Discover card, but then you go buy something the next day. That's regular. You got to pay that bill regular. You don't merge them together because they're not two deferred payments. One is one deferred and one is a actual monthly fee. You either pay it off or whatever. So you got to watch my point for saying that story is that we all have our setup of automatic payments. We love the convenience of not even having to look at the bill because we know in our mind that that bill is going to be paid because it's on automatic deposit, automatic payment, and therefore there's not going to be any late fees and all that, which is what we're concerned about. And you could also, if you want to pay a little bit more, you pay a little bit more, and then you don't have to look at your bill. Well, that's
Right.
catch 2020 because they know you're not going to look at the bill. And that was everybody at Community Bank. Well, you should have looked at your bill. Well, you dummy. I don't look at my bill because I know I'm on automatic payment. But I guess I'm the dummy because I got to check behind them even if I'm on automatic payment because they will cheat you.
And that's the key. That you got to check behind it because we're going to change gears. How much time do we have, Trin?
Oh, we got as much time as we want. But
Oh,
are you going to the electric?
yeah, but not no. Finish this up first.
No, go ahead because I was getting ready to go right into that.
Yeah. Okay. So
Everybody's electric bill is astronomical right now,
right because of
and
the
ours
cold
is even
weather.
more expensive because we're 100% electric. So our heat and our electricity, our heat and our lights are on the same bill, which we
Yeah.
were always led to believe that that it's more expensive that way, but in actuality it isn't because we have no gas bill, and typically when it's not a problem, we pay like $300 a month in the wintertime and the summertime. Well, everybody's
Right.
paying like five, six, $700 plus they got I mean, if you're gas, you're paying five or six, $700 plus you have an electric bill. We only
Yeah.
pay one bill. But go ahead with that
Right.
story.
Paying the primary, like the primary. So we like wondering where's our bill at. This is I think the last time
February.
we paid
February,
was
we didn't get a bill. We didn't get a bill in
yeah,
February.
in I think December. So we had to think how much it is. So we got to get on the app now, so that everybody got an app, and this is where they get you to. They get you on the app tip. Once you sign up for the app and put in the information, there's your profile going down the drain. So you're at a you're I guess you could call like you were an ad will worker. You're an ad will more as customer, and they make it so easy and so designed. We weren't in the bill process um until September. Here we going into March. We hadn't gotten a bill in 2 months. You know what they did? There's a little check. I want to go automate. Oh, excuse me. I wanted to
Here you go with that live Zoom sneeze. We're
yeah,
gonna call it this
it comes
the,
up
the
now and
Zoom
then.
sneeze.
But like it ain't
No, every time. No, what you say? Always. What you say? Always. How
listen,
often do you
you gonna
sneeze
let
when
me
we doing Zoom?
you gonna let me finish.
Always. How
You
often
gonna
do
let
I
me
cut you off? Always. So we always. What's that record by Ashante? Always on time. Blah 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 blah.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, like it's been a good day out there. Matter of fact, it's been a good day. I guess some kind of hay fever stuff's like popping in up, and I'm very sensitive. But getting back to what I'm saying before she tried to make me lose my thought.
You did.
Yeah, I did. But like, where was I? I was
I've
talking
been
about.
knowing you for 40 something years, so you can't fool me. You can fool the audience, but you can never fool me.
Nah, I can't fool you, Trina.
What
But
we
like,
were saying is that we get our bills, so somehow, obviously, when you pay your bill online, which that's the only way you can't go somewhere and pay it in person. I guess they could do, you can still do
yeah, you
check
can still
cashing or
do it.
whatever. Yeah, but who does that? So they went into our account and somehow, I think Pepco, Electric, turned on a switch that said um, automatic payment, and they went into our account and took $1,500 because our last electric bill was $700. Then that was February. We didn't even get the bill for. I'm
No, that
sorry,
was
that was
January.
January. We didn't even get the bill for
Right.
February. Now, if I was on automatic payment, January would have never went over into February. Automatic payment would have paid it in January. But
Mm-hmm.
somehow in February, and I'm thinking, you know what? I didn't, I paid my bill in January, but I didn't get a bill to pay in February, which I don't ever pay the current bill. I always pay the bill from behind. So just to keep them, I just don't, to me, like, I'll pay what's past due. I'm not past due when it comes to electric and not my mortgage or my just my utility bills. I just don't, believe the ones that you can, because Comcast and Verizon, you can't do that. You got to pay on time every month.
Oh, they'll cut you off in
No,
a
they'll cut you off. But with the gas
hot
and
New York
electric,
minute.
you got a little bit of leverage. So I take advantage of that. They went in my account, took $1,500 or 700 and some dollars for January and $700 some dollars for February. So I had to go in there and take off, which I would never, ever be on automatic payment for a utility bill. The reason I don't do that is because when we first 40 years, we're 67, 68. So we were 25 and 26. So 50 years ago, no, that's 70. 40 years ago, we went to go get our first house. And I paid always electric on time, gas, telephone, all that on time. They told me utility bills don't count
They
towards
don't
bill
count.
credit because they figure you have to pay it. And
And what
from
they
that
had,
minute on, I always paid them
yeah.
whenever to keep me. I paid it when I wanted to, and of course before I would get shut off. So that's why I'm in that mindset. But I would never, ever in a million years go on automatic payment for a utility bill.
For
Never
anybody, any,
for anything,
you know what I mean. But
anything.
this is what they do, just
And
like
they,
now.
yep, they
And
turned
I
it
give
on.
you like the whole nutshell. Our account, our bank account was on file, and we haven't even we never use it that way. And they went down and triggered it, which in turn triggered like the payment,
The past due and the
right?
current.
Where the past due and the present. And like so, like we had to pay it all in one lump sum. Now a lot of
No, we
people,
didn't have to. They made they
yeah,
they they,
it
they
was like mandatory, and it might be some new regulation that they done got because they always looking out for like the big guy all the time, and then the
and I
little
think
guy
that
always suffers.
regulation is that you're automatically on auto pay, and you like before you had to select auto pay. Now it may be, we're just giving you heads up, it may be that auto pay is the default. And if you don't want to be on auto pay, you turn it off. And you got
Right,
to be careful and on the lookout because they have your account information. So you can't stop it if you actually they actually go in there and do it. So when I named this show tonight, Trouble in Paradise, I wanted to talk about it is trouble in paradise all over the place. And a lot of this what's going on in Washington is affecting everybody. And these
it's
companies are going
it's
berserk.
always like the
They are creating trouble in
right. It's
paradise.
always like the trickle down effect. You know, you can't get around it. But
Yeah.
at, at any rate, it's just a sad situation that we're in, and like that's like a show, a show within itself. But I know you're out there, and like you're feeling somebody work for the federal government within your family. They on pins and needles, don't know which way this is going, because it seems like things is going like more or less his way, and we're going to suffer again. But I thought he was supposed to be trying to help us. If this is your way of helping me,
Day one. Day one.
I don't need your help. I'm already in bad enough shape as it is, and I don't need your type of help. Whereas you keep on getting richer, and now you in my coffers, swindling money out of there unauthorized. So there's nothing sacred here. Is really not.
Yeah, it's not. You gotta watch
Even
everything.
though you might try to learn the rules of the game, but when you but but the rules, they always change. So once you learn the rules of that game, guess what? There's something else down the road too, and that's another thing. Like these young bucks, or these young guys and girls, they don't realize it. It's designed for you to fail, and you might think you be ahead, but next thing you turn around, you like two steps behind, and it's
Yep,
done by design.
it is.
You know what I mean? Because like, just think about
So
it. If they didn't have our account, they wouldn't have been able to do it.
they sure
That's all I
wouldn't.
gotta say. And that
In those days that where you used to go, it was a pain in the butt, and everybody jumped on board. Oh, it's such a great idea now to have people, be able to pay their bills online, and
hmm
they don't have to worry about, you know, going trucking to some location to do it. It's just so convenient. You can set up automatic this and automatic that. There are consequences. There are consequences to these kinds of automation tools.
right, because you're giving up rights.
Yeah,
You're
and
giving
then
up rights.
you gotta convince the people, like the credit card company, they don't work for you. They work for the big company. Well, you gotta prove it. Well, you work for me. I hired you to pay this bill and I pay you back. So it's just a mess. It's just a mess all over.
Yeah. Uh,
But anyway, that was our trouble in paradise. That was
yeah.
the subject for our program today at 7:44. And Rick, are you making headway with the Easy Pass?
No. Everything's closed.
So all that time you was on hold, they told you they couldn't help you.
They said, yeah, you're on the next call, and your waiting time is 1 minute. So there for 30 minutes. But anyway,
And then what
what are you
happened?
gonna do? What can you do? This automation, if you ain't got, if you don't have peace with yourself, it will drive you crazy. And I can imagine, or no, I can't imagine. You got these older people going through the same process, so they just say, what the heck, pay it. I mean, they
What did they say after the minute? Did they pick up?
no, it was a loop. I was in a loop. I was in the twilight zone. I was just going over and over. It'd be one more minute, just like Dell. Oh, I want to tell you something. I'll jump back on that. Every time you ask for a request or whatever, it takes them 24 hours. Everything. You ask them, what time are you getting back? You know what I mean? Like the tag, it takes you. I'll get back to you in 24 hours, 48 hours. Man, listen,
Hello?
I just don't have time like that. Look at me. I don't have time like that. Yep. So, like, at any rate, which brings me back around. Know your value. Know your value. So if you don't, like I said, you have to know your value, and like how you gonna tackle something. Uh Next week is like know your worth. So I have Mandel here. He's chiming in. Good evening, sir. Always a pleasure to hear from you. Um, the next time I get back in town, I'll be able to. I'm gonna come over and see you. Um, it, like I said, but the next thing I'd like to give you a heads up is like to know your worth. We're gonna be talking about that next week, right, Trina? Before you, but then again, this is like a hot number. You might come off with something even better. But
We might still be talking about that damn Dell thing if I don't have my computer.
oh my God, Trina, it just
And
like
my monitor
it
is
irks
like,
me.
I got like a 40, is it a 48 inch? It's a, and I can see everything. You get older, you need a bigger screen. You just
Yeah.
can't be looking at that little. And my laptop is one of the biggest laptops you can get, but it's still like only like 20 inches or something. I don't know. What is it, about 40 inch? No,
No, you got
whatever
a
it is.
40. You
It's,
got a
it's,
40,
it's
a
not a
40
14
inch.
or 15, yeah. But it's not too bad. But it's just not. Some things I just need that big screen, so because I see it better.
Well, you see me with
So
my
they're
little,
impeding me.
see me with my glasses on. I need it. I need it bad.
Yeah, it's impeding me from doing my job. And I don't know. I just don't understand how these companies can literally just put the screws to you. And what bothers me about companies today is they want you to be honest, and they want you to give them your 100%, but then they don't give it back to you. They will just cut you. They'll get rid of you. They'll cut your pay. They won't give you a raise. I mean, they just do whatever they want, but they still want you to stay loyal to them. And that's what's going on with these department stores, these retail stores. They cutting out all these positions for cashiers and the sales. You can't go anywhere now and see a salesperson on the floor and ask them a question to help you out. You can't go anywhere and have somebody bagging your product. Then we found out yesterday that this whole thing with the bags and the straws, we can't have plastic straws and all of this and all of that. We understand, the effects of the plastic has and all of this and all of that. But that whole idea that they wanted to make the um, stores happy, so they allowed them to charge us 10 cents for bags. Like, are you kidding me? They gave them permission. The Biden administration gave them permission to charge us for bags. I was
Yeah.
like, whoa, we didn't find that out. And, I ain't even gonna go political because
Yeah, like things. Yeah.
I'll get really mad. But
Relax, man. You
back
be
to
alright.
the department stores and all that. You're getting rid of all these people, and you think technology is gonna fix it. Well, we read a story the other day where a lady, she came up, an older lady, she came up, she was a programmer or something in her trade, and she made her own barcodes, and she put dollar on everything that was in her cart, and she walked out the store and paid like $40 for about $400 worth of worth of stuff. But then when she got out the store, they caught her because they had some kind of mechanism that was reading the contents of her cart. So I'm thinking, okay, she got caught, but she just exposed the reality of that to somebody else is going to come up with a plan of action that's not only going to get you out the store, but out the country maybe with the product. So, you're never going to be able to stop doing this. And it's all because of greed. Like, let people have jobs. That bag person was important. Now, I never let my bag person bag my groceries. I made my son do it to teach him character and to teach him responsibility. I would put whatever I wanted in the cart. I would make him put it up on the cart track, and then I would make him get to the end of the counter and bag it, and then put the bags in the cart, and I would make him put the bags from the cart in the car, and then from the car in the house. And that taught him discipline, character, and taught him responsibility. You walk down the street some days and you see the woman, she's carrying all these bags, and the little boy's just skipping on down the street. Oh, no, he on his cell phone. And I'm thinking to myself, what message boy, it's a new day. Trouble in paradise. These kids, Are they going to grow up in no responsibility? Rick started off, like our grandson has to get out of his way. He came from a good home where he had two sets of parents, his birth mother and father, and then his grandparents having duty in it. But they still got idea that they know what's best. They lived here before. They did it before. So you got to be more. You got to be more diligent in teaching these kids and keeping them on the right track. And they ain't got no business. They got no privacy. You get that when you graduate high school and go on to college. That's when you get privacy.
Yeah, when you own your own. I mean, as
I got the
family, you're
topic.
supposed to help you along your way, but that's about it. That's like as far as it go. Now,
Write this down, Rick. I got the topic for next week. What's wrong with this?
what's wrong with this?
Yes, what's wrong with this? So
Okay,
we're going to put some shots up on the screen and then we're going to talk about what's wrong with this. What's wrong with this? And I was trying to show you illustration today before we got on the show. We were out doing some errands and we were waiting for a person to come out of the store so I could show you what was wrong with this.
Trina, don't
I'm not going to say it.
don't start that because you gonna mess up everybody tonight.
I'm not.
Don't
I'm going to talk about it next week. What's wrong with
because
this?
what I gotta say to you is incompetent, is irrelevant, and immaterial for tonight.
All right, Perry Mason. All right, Perry Mason. What was his name? They used to say it. Well, Perry used to say it all the time too.
Yeah,
What was
yeah.
the district attorney's name?
Drake.
No, Drake was the private
Uh,
investigator.
Drake. I
What was the one
forget.
you always used to say? Look at him switching.
Yeah, yeah. He was always
Like, what the
switching.
heck? Let me look it up.
Oh
Perry
man, what
Mason.
is his name?
Perry Mason,
It's been on the tip of my
prosecutor.
tongue. But back in the day, there were some real actors.
Hamilton.
Yeah,
Hamilton Burger.
yeah.
Hamilton would say it's immaterial, irrelevant, and what
And
else?
no, it's in it's incompetent, it's irrelevant, and immaterial.
Immaterial.
What a
Trouble
joke!
in paradise.
All right,
That was a
now
good subject, don't you think? It was a good subject.
it was a good subject
It's
for
a good
me.
title.
I see a lot of people who's not afraid are coming on now, but we're about ready to end the show again.
Are you on your site? Yeah, because I'm on your site in the
Yeah,
Super
I
Live.
see them. I see them popping in now, but I guess they have something to say. But what we want to do, Trina, I think we have to devote a little bit more to this and have those slides coming up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we gotta get, like today we said we
We're
were gonna
always
get.
running late. We're always running late. There's never enough
Yeah, it's
time in the
always
day,
yeah, it's always
like
for work.
dealing with this, chaotic life. Like I said from the beginning,
No,
I
blessed
thought I
life.
was
It's
retired, but I'm
blessed.
not retired. I'm
It's
semi-retired.
not chaotic. It's blessed. We are blessed. We are blessed. We
All
are
right.
blessed.
So go ahead, Trina. What you doing now?
Um,
Like you coming up with a proverb here?
no, you wrote that down. That I told you, right?
No. What was it?
The name of the show next week.
Yeah. All right. What was it? You forgot just that quick. See. See.
Always,
Uh,
always. That's the key buzzword in this show tonight. Always.
always.
Tell you what's wrong with this. What's wrong with
Oh
this?
yeah. Okay. Got
Write
it.
it down. Write it down, cause you know you. I don't have to write it down. I'll remember.
No,
There's
you
too many
won't.
things. What I say? What'd you say? I thought you was gonna remember.
I got it down pat already. It's there.
Uh,
It's in your memory banks too. But but other than that, we been like just kicking on, trying to enjoy the weather. Matter of fact, what's it going to be tomorrow? Before we sign off, right now it's like 40, 45 now. So
oh. Before we go,
yeah,
everybody remember join the movement on Friday, February 28th, 2025. Do not buy anything. Go out tomorrow and get everything you need. Gas up, uh, food. Don't go to the club on Friday night. Don't go to the movies on Friday night. what there's a movement across the country for all citizens to send a message to all of these companies who are raping us with these high prices. And we want to show them that we have the power to stop or do something to stop this. So don't buy anything. Do not buy anything on February 28th. That's this Friday. So don't buy anything. Don't buy a pack of cigarettes. Don't buy a drink, uh, a bottle of water. Don't go to Walmart. Don't go to Wawa. Don't go to Target. Don't go nowhere. Please. We need to collectively, as a people, show these billionaires that we have a say so because there's more of us than it is of them. And we have to show them where it hurts them the most, and that's in their pocket.
Yeah,
So
well,
please do not buy anything.
and it's not a retaliation. It's just to make people aware of it. Just with all of his policies that he putting in place,
It is a
uh,
retaliation.
economic blackout calls. So, like, if you can not buy anything in person or online, online, because a lot of people gonna try to sneak in that online from
That's a good
midnight
point, Rick.
Thursday through midnight Friday. That's when you should
Midnight Thursday to midnight Friday.
yeah, and
It's
that'll be over
online,
24
right?
hours.
It's online, right?
Yes, even online too.
No, I said it's a boycott
Yeah, it's like a one
on
day freeze.
February. Yeah.
1 day freeze.
All right. Let me share the screen so people can see it. Where
Matter of
is it?
fact, it's on.
I got it up.
Okay, you got it. All right, let's go to the screen right quick so we can hear hear the double talk.
It says it's called Consumer Blackout. Let's make sure I can see it. Yeah, it's called Consumer Blackout Plan for February 28th.
Mm-hmm.
What to know about the no shopping economic blackout on February 28th?
Okay. So it's not that we're making it up. It's it's to halt the
That's in the
spending for
Washington
24
Post.
hours.
They want you to pay for
Protest.
Let me go to videos and see.
What they want you to pay?
That was for the newspaper. Talk of a February economic blackout is spreading on social media.
Yeah.
Blackout on February 28th. The campaign has gone viral online and has been shared by a few celebrities. So, what is the economic blackout? The idea is to not shop at any major retailers starting at 12 a.m. on February 28th. The protest was started by the People's Union USA, a self-described grassroots organization founded by John Schwartz. He's a 57-year-old dad originally from Queens, New York, and he's been promoting the economic blackout on social media for weeks. Some supporters have suggested boycotting companies that have ended their DEI programs as a response to President Trump's executive order back in January. The People's Union says it has no political affiliation and it just focuses on fairness, economic justice, and real systematic change. In his Instagram video, Schwartz said the economic blackout means no Amazon, no Walmart, no food, no gas, no unnecessary dollars spent, and for one day, we're finally going to turn the tables. Now, while consumer spending does contribute to about 70% of the GDP, some critics say halting spending for one day might not make that big of an impact. But the grassroots effort could grow, and the People's Union USA is planning more of these events, including a week-long halt on spending at Amazon in March.
All right, so
Yeah.
we're going to
This is in rebuttal for this haphazard policy making that they're doing up on the White House. Uh, I mean, but in my opinion, companies need to figure out how they will, you know, take a position on. But then again, I think about that, they're gonna probably go with the winning team and forget us again. But
no. Let's think positive, Rick. Let's do the blackout, see how we get some
Yeah.
results, and then go from there. But we definitely need to be able to do something. We got to start somewhere. We can't just sit back
Yeah, we got to
and let
stand
people
firm. You're
charge.
right.
We were
I'm
at
with
the
you.
store today, $7 a carton of eggs. It doesn't make sense. I want to know if the eggs have that bird flu, why can't we still buy chicken? Why could we still buy chicken wings? Why are restaurants still selling chicken? Why is KFC and any other restaurant that has what chickens are giving the eggs and what chickens are being explain it to me. That was like that thing with the back when it was COVID. Chicken wings went to like $30 a pack, but the legs was $5.99. Well,
Hmm.
didn't the same chicken that had gave the legs to us gave us the wings too? Listen, people,
You're
it
right.
don't make common sense. It doesn't make common sense. So we got to do something collectively. Put away the color issue, the sex issue, the religion issue. We are everyday people about to starve with all of these outrageous prices that were supposed to be fixed on January 20th. And now we're February 20th, going into March 20th, and everything has gotten even higher and higher and higher.
Right. You're right.
Gotta stick together.
Yeah, we gotta learn how to unite as people beyond the differences and create a powerful voice for change. That's what has to be done now. W-
Human change,
we gotta go.
corporate change,
We gotta get down
corporate
to the
change.
grassroots of strength and stand firm with it, rather than jumping off the bandwagon here and there for anyone's convenience. All right, Miss
All right,
Bird.
that's our closing. We should have opened with that. Trouble
Yeah,
in paradise. Trouble in paradise. Matter of fact, Rick, we're gonna come back on real quick tomorrow, 7 o'clock, and remind everybody about the blackout.
sure.
And just like give our listening audience an opportunity to remember. Um,
Okay.
and we're
Yeah,
coming
we
on
can
at
get that
7 o'clock.
we can give that valuable tidbit for change. Uh,
And you
you
should
know,
already be have purchased everything you're gonna need on Friday till midnight,
make a special effort to do just that.
so that you get and don't do too much. All right, because you give them a surge, they won't give a hoot whether or not Friday was zero income because everybody went on Thursday and bought everything. So just buy what you think you need on Thursday. Don't go buy extra so you won't run out of snacks on Friday.
Yeah,
And
that's
one
it.
day we're gonna talk about potato chips and pretzels and what's really in those ingredients that make us fat and are killing us. We're gonna talk about that. Yeah, that's probably put that down, Rick. The food thing. Um, the week after that,
Okay.
we're gonna talk about that food thing and what's really, we really need to talk about what really is what those ingredients mean. And water. Remember the water? The
Yeah, when that
certain
went
bottle
up.
of water froze and other water didn't.
Yeah,
Crazy.
but that was your favorite place.
And copper pipes versus
PCV,
piece, yeah, plastic. We got
plastic
so
bag.
much to talk about. We really just want to be informative to our listening audience and just talk about subjects that are meaningful to people and really address the issues of did you know? Did you know this? Did you know that? Change the slogan around, every week so it's appealing. And I'm really thinking that this uh, Trouble in Paradise, I think that was probably a good hit. People were thinking, oh boy. But we'll talk about that another day. We'll talk
Right,
about how to stay married for 40 something years.
right. So in other words, on February 28th, nobody should be walking through the doors of Target, Walmart, any of them.
Yeah, none of them.
Amazon,
No gas line,
online,
no
none of that.
online, none of that. All right, Ricky, we're ready
All
to
right, Miss
do our
Bird.
closing.
Same
Um,
place, same station.
we will see you next week.
Talk to you soon. Peace.
Peace up. Peace out. Always.
See you later.
All right, why is it playing?
I don't know, baby. You got too much open.
All right, there it is.